Hello everyone. Welcome to today's video. In this video, we're going to talk about a problem that normally we have when we have the data in multiple files, the same data we have in multiple files. Okay, so let me again recap, tell you about the problem. The problem is sometimes we get the same data. As an example, I have the crime data and there are multiple files for the crime. You can see I have the same data in multiple files. Okay, so sometimes it happens that we have this data multiple times, but whenever we get a new file, we are not sure that the columns are exactly same or not. The columns over the time in the same data, for example, you get the sales data every month, but there can be more or less new columns can be added, or they might have been deleted. So that causes certain problems. In general, if that is not the case, the columns are exactly same, what we can do is we can simply load the data, and we can, let's say, I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say it's a UK crime statistics data that we have monthly files, and what I can do is I can simply put a static here so that every file that comes in gets loaded, and I say load. Okay, so ideally it should work if the exactly the or the file structure is same, but I got another error. I got another actually second file. It says that then this particular column was not found in the new column. So it can happen. This is not an important field. If that is not there, we are not bothered by it. Okay, so what I can do is I can come around with that by using static. Okay, so whatever new files comes in, it just get add in the data regardless of the new what are the new columns. Okay, that should work in theory, but the problem is it will create another problem because the auto concatenation in Qlik only works if the column names are exactly same in both the tables. If there are different column names, it's gonna create another table. And in this case, there were three sets of columns. Some of them has contacts, some of them has just year and city. So it has created three sets of tables. So out of 18 files I have, it has divided in three based on the columns that it has. Okay, so how to overcome this particular problem? So to overcome this particular problem, what we can do is we need to force concatenate. What we can do? How we can do that? What we can do is I can add this particular table first, let's say, and then I'm gonna say concatenate. Okay, so this is gonna concatenate everything regardless because now I'm forcing it, so it's just gonna create one table. Okay, so let's load it. But if you see, now I have loaded this particular table 2021 2021 twice, and I have now 246,000 records, and 1 month is duplicated because this is coming here as well as here. Okay, so what we can do is we have two options now to fix this up. Okay, so the final thing, one is we can add a where clause. Let's say a where clause where it is impossible to justify the condition, or and what's going to do is it's going to load the structure, but it's not going to load any column, any table, any value, any row. Okay, so let's load that. Here we go. Okay, so you see in the start there is 0 records, and the second time it's loaded, and now we have 340,000 records. 12,000 records are not there, which shouldn't be there. Okay, or I can just simplify that. I don't need that. I can put static. Okay, so that is another way. So that's how you can fix this thing. Or there is another way that is kind of I find it better because sometimes it's you do not have the table at all, or for whatever reason, that is using the clicks on inline load or auto generate function. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say load, and then I'm gonna add just one as this a blank record, because there will not be any record at all. I'm just gonna make sure that there is no record added, but I'm just gonna, for the sake of the argument script, I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so let's say 0, as I know that there is a table called column called month, so I'm gonna say month, and I'm going to say auto generate 0. So it's not gonna generate any column, but what it's gonna do is it's gonna create the table, and then the rest of the things are gonna concatenate with that. Okay, so let's do that. This, you see, auto generate, it just created any column, and if at the end I had 284 records. Okay, so here we go, and if I go to the table viewer, I can see just only one table. Okay, and it will, for some of the column, definitely they will be null, but it solved our problem. So to summarize the overall problem, the problem at the hand we have was that we have the same data, crime data, for multiple months, but every month might have a different structure. Okay, so, and then there are future months coming in as well, so we want, then whenever a future data comes in, it automatically integrate that. So we wanted that data to be auto concatenated or unionized, call it in SQL union with that. So if we do that automatically, direct one, it creates separate tables because auto concatenation does not work on the table which has different structure. So the way to do that was force concatenation. So we did the force concatenation, but the problem with the force concatenation was that we have to add a call table first which has 0 rows. So there were two ways to create those 0 rows. One was to add the same table with an impossible condition, or just add a dummy table with the 0 rows, and we can add use that inline load as well, just with the 0 rows as well. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned.